James Helder, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm in Monte Carlo today for the World Boxing Super Series draw. With me, I've got none other than Richard Schaefer from Ringstar Promotions. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Talk to me about this event. I mean, watching that from the outside in, it looks fantastic. A fantastic spectacle.
You know, it really, when I met this group of people about 18 months ago, I was immediately impressed with the quality of the work they do, and I'm not surprised. You look at the quality of work they do with the Champions League, which is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, annual sporting competition, period. And so you really can see that quality here tonight. That stage tonight for that draft gala was, as I said, the most impressive stage and presentation I have ever seen in the sport of boxing. And I've promoted some pretty big fights, whether it was with De La Hoya or with Mayweather or Hopkins or many others. So this is really like, it was amazing. And I was very happy to see these 16 fighters up there, the exposure they got, the way they carried themselves as well, the way they presented themselves, very impressive. And ultimately, the draw, I think I couldn't have asked for a better draw, because they say styles make fights. And you look at the lineup of these fights, these styles are made for each other. I think we're going to see some thrilling fights. And if I would be a betting man, I would bet right now that one of the fights will be Fight of the Year for this coming year. It is just absolutely amazing.
How difficult was it to get all the belts, all the cruiserweight titles available into the tournament? No doubt you guys have worked day and night to make this happen.
It really was. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of phone calls and conference calls and meetings and stuff like that to really achieve that. It never has happened in the past. There was never been a boxing tournament where you really go for the undisputed title in the case of the cruiserweights. So it wasn't easy, but ultimately I think the fighters, the managers, their respective promoters really embraced the idea, and once they saw the quality of the people behind it, and you know, let's not kid ourselves, once they realized the kind of money involved as well, that certainly helped particularly with the cruiserweights. You know, I would say the cruiserweight division as such has really been largely ignored for the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years or so. I think going back to the day when Evander Holyfield was a cruiserweight, or David Hay, you know, was a cruiserweight. So that has been quite a while, and I think these cruiserweights are some of the most exciting fighters in the sport today, pound for pound. And to see these matchups, I mean, undefeated guys fighting each other. You know, with Dorticos and the Russian, they have like 43 fights between themselves, 43 wins, 42 by knockout. I mean, these guys don't know how to lose, and when they win by knockout. And imagine that. Now those two guys are going to fight each other. I mean, it doesn't get more exciting than that.
Quite finally, I want you to pick out one fight from each category out of the super middleweights and the cruiserweights that sets you alight. One fight from the draw. What fight are you most looking forward to?
Well, I have to tell you, the Usyk fight really stands out, but then the Dorticos fighters. I mean, the cruiserweights, honestly, don't ask me that question. I mean, I can give you 10 reasons for each one of those fights, and I don't see any one of those fights being a boring fight. I mean, Usyk against Captain Hook. I mean, man, this is just unbelievable. And on the super middleweight, you know, I think the Jamie Cox fight against George Groves, you know, that I think is going to be a massive fight. It's a great opportunity for Cox to go and fight for a world title, and he is going to come with everything he has. And George Groves is going to have a big target on his back because he's the super champion, and for Cox this is the opportunity, and you know, so it's really exciting.
Got to pay respect to the tournament for giving us an all-English world title fight. So it's fantastic for us as Brits to see, and I'm sure the tournament will get off to a real good run.
Yeah, you know, it's actually interesting when you look at these two weight classes. Some people have said, well, you know, there are not many Americans. So there's like one American, Rob Brandt. But you know, you look at the weight classes. These are, if we as the World Boxing Super Series want to stay true to what we said we were going to do, invite the best fighters in the world on the cruiserweights, you can probably go down to in the top 30, and you maybe find one cruiserweight American. You certainly won't find one in the top 10 or the top 15. So there is no Americans. So, but the beauty of the sport today is it doesn't really matter where you come from. As long as you're exciting, you know, the sport of boxing doesn't need passports and has no borders. And that's the beauty of boxing today. And this tournament will do exactly that. Deliver the best in their respective division. And so I can't wait.
Mouth-watering stuff, Richard Schaefer. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Always
Anytime.
great to get you on, sir. We'll see you soon.
Excellent. Thank you very much.